Hello, Billy, back at it again with another podcast. And welcome to... Shut up.
Shut up.
And... Shut up.
Shut up. No, don't delete that, John.
Okay, but today we're talking about... Since we just did the collecting, stories, we're going to do today's collecting or the future collecting of stuff like that.
So basically, just like how it's going for us and how we want it to go for us later.
Yeah, like the stuff that we have, even compared to, exactly finding way back in the day finding stuff, but today when we find a $1 PS2, it's not as exciting or and the stuff we want to do.
Kind of like what we said last episode. So keep in mind, we're recording this on August 22nd. By the time you're seeing this, Bill's going to be well into basic training. So it's really, what you're hearing right now is what we're thinking a month or two ago.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck was that? Yeah, this is the fun of recording at 1 a.m. So, yeah, a lot of our ideas, a lot of our opinions or stuff will probably change. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. So if anyone ever has a question, is oh wow, such a cool idea, or I disagree or I do agree, just keep in mind that what we say probably won't be relevant by the time you're hearing it, but it'll still be interesting to listen to.
Okay, so first of all, today now we have these huge A collections.
Well, I wouldn't say huge.
Compared to some people, yes.
Compared to how it used to be, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel compared with me, I have more consoles than 60% of the people, maybe 70% of the people that actually collect. Because I have some wild consoles, and then even the games, I have no space now, which is BS. That's why I don't pick up $1 games if I'm not gonna play them. But it's we do have a ton of stuff. It's insane.
Yeah, I never really I don't really have as much stuff as Bill by any means anymore. It's just funny because when Bill started, I was pretty well into it, and then I was man, good luck.
Yeah.
And then whenever he really got legit with it, I kind of got into other things like computers and whatnot. I was always into computers, but by the time he was legit going every weekend, I was I just wanted to do computer stuff. And then now it's I want to do pinball stuff and virtual pinball, and I don't know, my hobbies always switch and shift. So collecting, I don't really do it as much anymore. If I'm not doing anything and I have some money to spend, I'll go to the flea market, because why the hell not? But I'm never really as hype as I once was. Before, I would be so destroyed, and my month would be ruined if I didn't find anything at the flea market. But we went to Rogers a little bit ago, and I was just I don't care. Although I did find I'll still get excited, and I'll still get something at a decent price if I see it. I found Mike Tyson's one, not the Mr. Dream one, the actual Mike Tyson one, of Punch Out on NES for $15 at a flea market, or at a thrift store, which isn't the best price, but it's definitely better than eBay. I still bought it, so it's not I'm just gonna pass up something good because I don't care. But it's just I don't know, I don't want to say I'm not legit about it, it's just I've kind of not really moved on either. I've just kind of halted, because really I'm happy with what I have now, because with the way I did my collection is I don't really just buy random games. Even if I could sell them, I just never really liked the spending money to make money. So I don't know, I kind of got the games I wanted, especially GameCube. That's the best system I've collected for, apart from Wii U. I just got the games that I wanted, and I'm satisfied. I can just if I never got another game, or from like a flea market or something, I would be perfectly happy. So I'm kind of at this standstill where like, yeah, I'll get a new game, but it's not like I'll go out and I'm like, oh, what's this game? Buy it and try it. It's just like, oh, this game that I have already knew about looks kind of cool. I never looked at it much before, but I know about it. I just so happen to have this system, so I'm going to buy it. So, I don't know, the way I kind of do things now, it's like if... It's kind of like how, like, with a modern game, it's like, oh, hey, Grand Theft Auto 4, oh, I remember seeing that. I'll watch a couple videos on it, see if it's good, and then I'll go out and buy it. It's like if every one of my systems was like a PS4, and it's like, oh, yeah, this game, and then I'll get it. And if I can get it at a flea market at a good price, then that's kind of how I do it. But don't get me wrong, if I found some rare game, I'd be shitting my pants and I'd put that like on display and everything. It's just, I haven't really felt it in a while. Mainly because, like I said, computers have had my interest for a while now, and like I found a ton of like laptops at my Goodwill, and I feel like I can do more with a computer than I can a game system. And I don't know, that's just kind of been my mindset on it lately.
Dude, so with like my collecting, like I feel like it's like crack. Like the feeling, it's so weird to explain, but every time I find something, I just get the best feeling like ever. It's so weird. It's like urgent too. It's not like, it doesn't last forever. It's like, it lasts for like 5 minutes. Even if I find like a good game for like $2, or if I found something extremely rare, I just don't know what I would do. But even I find little things that are like good and expensive, and like I keep in my collection, and I just die. I'm just like, I want more of this. So that's why I kind of like go back to the flea market. Is like, I want to find something crazy for that feeling again. It's so weird. It's just so like crazy. And then like I still go hardcore with it, but it's just, the only thing is like I don't have room. And then like I said in the last podcast, it's like now with this month of August, I was going hardcore ham in June and July. I was buying like everything, and I was like selling everything. My eBay numbers were insane, and it was just like shipping something like every day. It was crazy. But now it's like slowed down, obviously, because I'm leaving in like less than 20 days, so I can't have, I'm still trying to get rid of junk. Like, I don't want to throw it away, but I have to get rid of it like now. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, see, I never really wanted to get into the whole eBay aspect of it, which is kind of like what you do now, where you can look at a game and say, oh, I can make this much off of it, and it's just like spend money, make money, and it's all profit. Whereas like me, if I see something that I don't like, or it's like I can make a quick buck off of it, I just don't really care enough to go through like, okay, I'm gonna wait for it on eBay, and then I'm gonna wait for it to ship, and then wait for PayPal. Like, I just hate waiting for stuff like that. So that's why I'm like really specific with what I get. It's like, okay, I know I'm gonna play this, I know I want this. So that's why if I would leave, like, sometimes I know like you'll pick up a few games, but you'll not really feel that like the day was successful. Whereas I can leave with like one thing, and I'm like, hell yeah, just because I know that I'm gonna have a hella rad time. I remember like when but I remember I used to get like massive shit, and then I would be like, I'm God. I remember one time I had Animal Crossing, the Xbox, and then like games for it, and then I got like the plug and play system. I spent like $40, and I was like, come at me, bro. And that was just like, wow.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, I feel like we take our knowledge for video games for granted, because like my friend's friend, it's confusing. I don't really know my friend that well, because like he's on this like Facebook page, and I just kind of like, we met and then we started like hanging out. And like, I guess it's its friend. I'm not really sure. If I feel like they're related, but they're not. It's weird. But like, he asks so many questions. Like, he's like, he wants to get into the collecting, but like, he's like, he can't really do it that often because he doesn't have money. Like, first of all, and he doesn't really. He's like younger, so he can't really do it. But he like, when we're out, he has so many questions about like everything, and he picks up like a crappy game that me and Ian obviously seen like 1,000 times, and it's like oh yeah, it's like sports games, not much sports games, but it's like something super common, and he's like, is this expensive or is this like good or anything? And I'm just like, no, not at all. Like, it's just crazy because like we know that, like, easy, like it's the easiest thing to know, but like he doesn't. So I love how we get taught. I love how we know that stuff already, and like we learned so much in like the past like 3 years, for me at least, about like what is super common and like what is uncommon, what is rare, at least what is expensive. Like, every game I see, like, you could just tell, like, you can look at a game and be like, by the series of it, like, you know most of the series, like, I don't know, there's just a lot of games like that you know. Fantasy. Yeah, like Call of Duty or Dance Dance Revolution or any sports games or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like the thing, and you could see like a common PS2 game. You're like, even just by looking, not even looking it up, you could be like, oh, this is not going to be that expensive, or it's not going to be that good. And you're like, okay. But if you see something like unique, like Okami, I
was just about to say Okami.
Like, I seen at the thrift store, and I'm just like, this looks so weird. I didn't look it up because I had to pick up the games and put it in my pile. Like, I just looked at it. It looked like Japanese on the front, and I'm like, I've never seen it before. So
it's actually a really good game.
Yeah, and I'm like, this has to be
you don't
like
it.
I don't.
It's just not your thing.
I just didn't play it. Like, if I played it, but I'm just like, this has to be like expensive and good. So I picked it up, and it's like one of the best PS2 games
ever.
And it's just crazy that I can like judge and tell what
judge a book by its cover.
I can tell if the game is rare or common or something.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Womp. Fuck.
Rip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say real quick, when I come back, I found out I come back on December 15th, which is amazing. Like, that's the best feeling ever. December 15th.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
That's the best feeling
ever. I thought
you'd
be back like January late.
Yeah, that's the best thing. Like, that was the best thing ever.
You're gonna have Christmas.
Yeah, I can't even deal with that. Like, that's amazing. So.
And that bet that we have, the Century 3 Mall.
Yeah.
We're gonna see. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know I'm winning.
I can't even. Bet. I just love how I'm coming back. And it's like I'm coming back before the new year or whatever. Like 2018. Like, I'm gonna be fresh and everything. So I'm gonna come back, and depending on how I'm feeling, I don't know if my mind is gonna be changed that much, but I feel like it's not. So like, I still want to go hardcore ham collecting when I come back. It's gonna be like winter, which sucks, but I still want to just go out to the thrift store. I can't go to the flea markets. I can't go to.
Well, Jack's is open,
but there's like nobody there.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I won.
Yeah,
but hold up. I won a week.
God.
Well, I gotta explain it on the podcast, so it's not like we both know what we're talking about, but they don't. So I went to our flea market literally like a week before Christmas, if not like a couple of days before Christmas, and I found like 2 Dreamcast controllers that were $2 each, and then like a James Bond game, not GoldenEye, it was the one that was the blue cartridge made by EA, I think, and that was like $1. And I would have gotten all of it, but I literally did not have like $5 to get it all, which is what they said. Because I was a cheap ass that didn't have a job. And then I remember I won in the inside part where that guy was that we don't like. And he had Donkey Schlong Country for like $10. And I was like, Mom, can you get this? She's like, no, like Christmas is coming up. Why would I do that? I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then she got it. That was funny.
Dude, remember the one time we went It was cold as shit. We went. So I don't even know what time that was. I feel
it was
like
6.
I was it 6? I don't even feel like it was that early.
No, it was.
And it was like the worst.
No, I'm sorry. Like it's 7.
It was like the worst. I was so disappointed. It was horrible. Like.
That was like March.
Yeah, like what the fuck? And I was expecting, cause weren't we expecting like, I don't know. It was so.
We were expecting it to be crazy because it was early.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's spring, but
yeah,
it was like the first or second day of spring.
Yeah.
Where like it was cold as shit.
And flea market season doesn't start until I don't know when.
It was like 20 degrees out, and like you literally could not see like 5 feet in front of you. I just remember like the only thing you found that day was Bug's Life on N64, and you like tricked this guy. You're like,
oh yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah, he was like, it was like $4. Bill wanted to do 3. So Bill was like, whatever. And then he like grabs his wallet and he's like grabbing the money, and he's like, and then starts putting it away. He's like, all right, 3. I don't want to make you wait in the cold. I was like, savage.
Oh my god, that was so funny. And then I have the date for that on that. I think I do. I might still have that.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know if I still have the. If I might have sold that when I went to the flea market, but if I would keep it, I have the date, the exact date for every game I have. So every game I have, I can go back to when I got that Sonic game at the Rossi's. I know the exact date. I think that might have been too early for that, but that was like insane. I was just like, okay, like 4 was too much for that, because it's just Bugs Life. It's not that good, and it's just like,
yeah. Fuck, I'm like blanking. I can't remember shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when I was at Replay Effects, I thought it was gonna be like kind of decent. Like I remember when I went last year, I had no money, and because I don't even think I had a job at that time, and I was just like, shit, man. Oh no, I did, but I like had just barely worked. I'm like, balls. Like I want to have money and buy like everything.
Yeah.
And then I went this year, and I kind of had money. I had enough to spend on like stuff that I wanted, but not like I would buy like one thing, and it's like everything else is like So I bought like some glasses. I bought a BioShock one and a Coleco one, both of which are like messed up in their own way. The BioShock one's slanted, the Coleco one doesn't sit flush, so like it wobbles.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was kind of pissed.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But it I mean, they're still good though, but it's whatever. I'll probably end up buying like another one that's like from Etsy, from like a legit person. So I was just like, damn son, like I want to get everything. I remember like I wanted to get Tetris, the Tengen version, not like the actual Nintendo version, but like the one I wanted was the black cartridge. And I was like, man, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna get this game. And then I forgot that it was like a $40+ game because it's rare. I'm like, why can't I find it? There's like 50 million normal Tetrises for $2, but
yeah.
I don't want that trash. I want the Tengen version. And yeah, then I forgot. But it was just like so ass but you have to expect it to be, because everyone that's selling there knows games.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not gonna give you that Earthbound for $10 kind of thing.
Yeah. Dude, that one place was so overpriced though. I wanted to shoot myself. There was like a GameCube for like, I don't know how. There was like an NES for $90.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
It was like 100, I thought.
It
was like 90 to 100, and it was like new pins.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, it was crazy. And dude, speaking of fucking modding, if you mod a Wii, like Chris does that, and he said he sells them for 100 all day, every day. Literally, he sells, like, they fly out. People buy $100 Wiis if it's modded. That's why I want to start doing that, because you could literally make
pretty easy.
You can make like $1,000. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Like, I would, if I had like 10 Wii sitting around, I would fucking do it.
Yeah, I kind of had a modded one, but I have to like redo it. I didn't like. It was like the first time I like wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Yeah, and I wasn't like too familiar with doing stuff like that, but if I were to do it now, it would be super easy.
Yeah.
I remember my dad did that when I was like 10 years old, and it was wild.
Dude, and then speaking of like the day I was selling at the flea market, oh no, wait, one thing before that though, if you went in the winter to the flea market, I think it would be good because nobody else goes. I feel like all the people that go, like the 3 people that I know, go every week.
Cold as shit.
Yeah, and I feel like if you went, like I would be like the only one going, so I feel like I could find everything if there was something. So it's kind of hard to tell, but I feel like you could get stuff. If I lived like 10 minutes from there, I would drive there in the winter and probably get stuff, but I don't know. And then speaking of the day I sold there, like I went there and we sat there for like 30 minutes maybe with like no people even like looking at the stuff, and like eventually like I set all my game stuff up, and it was just like crazy. Like a guy came up and like bought like, I think he gave me like $15 for like, you know, a couple games that I didn't care about at all, because this is I brought the stuff that I didn't care about, so he gave me like $15. I'm like, yeah, that's insane, for like a whole stack of games. I'm like, yeah, thank God, take it. And some other guy did it later. He's like, how much for this? And he just bought it. And then I had these Skylander things, and this woman bought it for her kid. She's like, how much for all of them? Just like $5. Like, that's probably really cheap for them. But again, I don't care for it, so just take it. So she's like, oh, okay, like $5, yeah. And then what else did somebody buy? That original Xbox with a broken disc tray. Like the guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna probably play like one game on it, so I'm not gonna open it. And I'm like, yeah, $10. And he bought it. I'm just like this is quick money. Like it stacks up so much. Like I made like $160 or $170 from like not from my junk, like literally junk, from sitting on my floor, not doing anything, sitting there for so long. Nothing sold on Craigslist for a whole month, probably. And I'm just like, and I bought everything in the flea market, and all this little stuff you can't sell at the flea market, everything sold. I'm just like, wow, that was insane.
Yeah. So, I mean, in terms of the future, where do you plan to be?
Just doing what I'm doing.
Like,
Like,
always?
like, I guess so. With, I don't know. It's just like,
Or, like, when are you gonna stop?
never. Like, because like, why stop?
Yeah.
I want to find a Jaguar one day. I want to find a TurboGrafx one day. And it happens that one guy does find stuff like that. I'm like, how do you find a TurboGrafx system? And it's just like I'm always, I don't feel like I will lose interest in it either, because it's just like, again, that feeling I want, and it's just like the hunt of it. Like that's the whole thing about it. And like, yeah, like talking about the money thing. Like I have so much money, but like I'm just like, I'm not gonna go to the flea market and spend like, oh, Striker is $35. No, like that's boring. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to pay like retail price at a flea market. I don't want to go to the exchange and buy retail prices unless I really want the game. I want to go out and find this game that's like worth something crazy. That's like crazy for like $2. That's,
keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
That's what I do at the flea market. I'm not gonna pay retail. That is the most boring thing I could ever imagine of doing. It's like it's so boring. And like there's people on the page that you know, go to the exchange and pay for these games. It's not really games that nobody really wants. It's games that like, oh, okay, it might be fun. It's just random games that, like, why buy? It's just, you're wasting, I feel like you're wasting money. It's so weird, but...
Yeah, it's just, if you don't really want to, then...
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to go out and search for it, then...
Yeah.
I guess, oh well.
Yeah, and it's just like, if you really want to play the game, like Zelda or something, like Mario Kart, like, obviously the popular games, then buy it. But with all the other games that you don't really want to play, like the hunt, exactly, this hunt of... It just makes everything exciting. If there was no flea market to find games at, I'd be like, where would I get my games at? It would be so boring. I probably wouldn't do it then.
Yeah. See, I don't know. In ways, I wish I could just, like, start over. Yawn. Just because, like, I found all the stuff that I want, and I really don't have anywhere else to go from here. So I feel like I said, I'm just kind of, like, stuck in this stalemate where I just have everything I want and I'm good. So in terms of the future, I don't really know where I would go from here. And because, like I said, I'm into other stuff.
Yeah.
So the time and dedication that I would have put towards like consoles and retro games is now going into like computers or like pinball type stuff, or like building the virtual pinball machine like I had mentioned before. I don't know if it was this episode or the last one. It's just, it's kind of like taking a backseat, and if someone's ever like, hey, you want to go to this place, I'll say, yeah, sure, of course. But it's not like, unless I'm bored and I don't really have anything to do, I'm never really like, yeah, let's stop what I'm doing right now, go thrifting, or go here, there, like I used to be, just because, like, I'm not in the quest to find something new or find something crazy and like wow, you'll never see this. But if someone, like, if I wasn't doing anything and you were like, you want to go here, I'll say sure, because I'm not going to pass up the opportunity. But it's not like going there for collection stuff. I'm just going there to hang out. So
yeah. But you always have a direction with, you could always have a direction with game collecting.
Yeah,
it's
just
like you don't want to.
It's like I'm not done collecting. I didn't give up on it. It's just like I have things that I'm more interested into. So, like I said, I will never pass up an opportunity to go do something, but it's not like I'm going out of my way to just go do something, because I just don't feel the need to. Like, I'd rather do something else with one of my other hobbies, which is, again, computers and pinball and sometimes like music stuff. So it's just, I don't know, I just don't care as much anymore. And you know, it kind of sucks. Yeah, but I just feel like I got into other things, like being into like retro consoles got me into the technology of it, and then getting into the technology got me into computers. And then, like, when I went to Replay Effects, because I was really into like arcade games and whatnot, I went there and I left, like, I went there in being into arcade games, and then I left being in the pinball. So like that just completely just shifted my hobbies again.
Yeah.
So it's just one thing after another, and a lot of times I kind of like combine the two, like the combined hobbies that I'm into. So like I was into like computer stuff and repairing things, but I was also into consoles, so I bought and repaired broken consoles, like what we did with the Segas. I'm in the computers, I'm in the pinball, so I'm doing the virtual pinball thing. So I'm sure there's going to be another thing that I get into that kind of brings me back into retro gaming or in collecting in the future. It's just like, I just can't really tell, because my hobbies shift all the time, that for all I can know, tomorrow I could be in there collecting again. It's just, you never know. So I don't know, but I guess we'll have to see for now.
Yeah. Dude, I just hate how, like, with my collecting stuff, it's like, if I started over, I don't want to, because, like, one, I still have stuff from, like, my childhood, and, like, two, I'm never gonna find some of the stuff ever again. I'm never gonna find a box studio ever again. I know that for a fact. Even, like, I got, even that model, I'm never gonna find that again. I know for a fact. Like, that was the craziest thing ever. Like, I just got, like, I'm never gonna find, like a Sega CD. That was stupid, like, pretty much for free. That was stupid impossible. I don't know how. Again, luck. A 32X. Like, I got it from Adam. Like, I'm never gonna find a 32X, like, out in the wild. Like, it's just the luck and the freaking... What else? Like, ColecoVision, XEGS, 7800. These are the consoles you never see in the wild. And I don't know how I did it. I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm, like, the same way. Like... I don't know, I just feel like obviously, you know, you can still find stuff. Bill does it all the time, but just basic going to the flea market is just kind of shitty nowadays. Like, I can never go back to a flea market so late in the day and find a $1 PS1 and PS2. Like, I would never be able to do that again.
Yeah.
I would never, even like my Xbox that I got, just walking up to a dude and getting an Xbox just like that. Perfect working order, plugs, everything. It's just so slim because now you have all these people who think they know everything about games. Like, it's so bad because the people that are reselling don't even care about games. Like, it's cool if you have a reseller and they know about games, like Chris from the page when he has his store like in Replay Effects. It's cool because you can talk to him about games. But you just have like some random dude that just kind of eBays everything but doesn't know what they are.
Yeah.
It's like, get the fuck out. Like, don't kill my hobby.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened, is people just kind of killed my hobby. So it's like,
and that's why I hate that. Like, I like the hobby, but since there's so many people,
the community sucks.
Yeah. People,
for the most part,
dude,
like resellers suck.
You know how many people are on the page now of like, oh, I just started collecting. I have like how many games? I'm like there's so many people getting into it. That makes me. That's the only reason why I would get out of it. If I were to get out of it, I would sell everything, have how much money, and I would get into something else. That's the only reason.
I'd probably do something like that. I'd probably sell like half of my stuff and get like a pinball machine or a car.
That's the only reason why I would get out of it. Because I swear to God, there is so many people at Trader Jack's. Like, I just seen this new guy. I don't know. I've never seen him in my life. But he got the PlayStation 1 games and like the... what else did he get? It was like PlayStation 1 games like Final Fantasy and Rayman 2. I've never seen him in my life before. And he just comes over, swipes up some games. That means that like random people that don't know, that don't even collect are like, oh, I want this. So like anyone can do it. And it's like the easiest thing to like collect, and it's the easiest thing to get games. And it's I feel like it's the cheapest hobby too. It definitely is like the cheapest hobby.
It's cheap to start.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think for like guns. If you collect guns, they're all expensive as shit.
I mean, pinball is a great example.
Yeah, they're all expensive.
Because you can get
shit.
guns for cheap. People at the flea market sell guns for cheap.
But not like they're like $100 or $200, not compared to like $1 or $2 games or even like $10.
I just mean like pinball. No matter like, even if you get like a shitty table that's not that great condition, it's like $400 for that table. Or if you're like getting it from if you're getting a decent one, the cheapest you'll find it is like $900. So it's like, blomp.
Yeah, and then those NASCAR cars, diecast stuff. People collect those, and I've never seen one of those that somebody had. They're always reselling, or somebody's just selling them for the price that they're worth. So it's like, that would be even that's even worse. It's more expensive. You're not going to find like $5 ones. But once it's more expensive than gaming collecting, and it's horrible. It's like, my God, can you imagine spending like $30 on each one or something? But with games, it's like it's even like some fun games are less than $5. It's like, my God. So it's like really cheap hobby. It's like, even with coins or something, they're all expensive. Like computer stuff is.
It can be, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not like.
But that's the thing with computer stuff that I like, is I feel like I get more use from computer stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like if you spend X amount of money on a system, yeah, it'll play the games, but you gotta buy all the games and whatnot. And you have to buy games for that specific system. And like if I were to buy, you know, a computer part that costs more, I have all my computer games, and I'm gonna use that as much as I can because it's just a computer part. It's not a brand new system that needs its proprietary thing. Nothing against people that like consoles or anything, but That's the way I look at it. So if I find a computer part or a computer, I have a plethora of things I can throw at it for free. It's like you buy the system, then you gotta buy the plugs, games, all of this shit.
Dude, and I feel like nobody's going to nobody's going to Trader Jackson looking for computer stuff. I can guarantee you that, like, because nobody knows. Not every person on the street knows about how to build a computer. That's why I like computer stuff.
Hold up, look at my Facebook.
Wow, that's funny. But with video game stuff, it's like one thing. Oh, this looks fun. Oh, I know this is worth money. Oh, this is easy because I can just go home, put it in my system, and play it. Oh, you found a graphics card for like $20. It's like decent. People don't know what it is, and people don't know how to use it. That's why I like that. But with game stuff, it's the easiest thing ever. And dude, the other day, this is so random, but some guy was selling his like $600 guitar. Like it was like the nicest guitar, but again, $600. Like obviously,
going to the flea market with
the flea market, exactly. Like go to fucking eBay, like, or Craigslist. Okay, like it's worth that. I guess it's worth that much. It might be like more, but he's selling for cheap. I have no idea about guitars, but he's like, the point is, it's like so many people are asking for the price, expecting to be like, oh, 100. Like, no, are you freaking retarded? It's so annoying. And then to my future self, this is like my biggest fear is like I come back from basic training and I just like sell everything without thought. Like I just want to say to my future self if I watch this video, like, don't like I don't want to sell. Like I feel like I'm gonna come out and I'm just gonna like, ew, this stuff. But like I know I'm gonna be into it again when I come back. I feel like it's gonna be the weirdest feeling coming back to all my stuff. So it's just like keep the stuff and stay collecting because I feel like I'll always be into that. But we will see, I guess. But like right now I do not want to be out of it. Like I still want to be in it. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna miss all that stuff. It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to say.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That was a good podcast, cause ham.
Skate fast, eat ass.
Eat boy. So guys, hopefully you enjoy that podcast.
I know I didn't.
It's lit.
JK.
And go watch our future ones and go watch the old ones. We're like halfway through this. It's like 4. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Build in. Out.
Hey guys, hope you really liked that video. And if you did, please
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
You should also check out our Twitter,
Facebook,
and Tumblr.
See you again soon.